Mark Twain once said that the two most important days in our life are the day we're born and the day we find out why. The two most important days. That's why the baptism of the Lord is so important, because Christmas marks one of the most important days in Jesus' life, the day he was born. But this is the day that it was revealed to us why he was born. He understood his mission far greater today at age 30 than he ever could have as a little baby. And that's why we celebrate and join our baptism to his, because we also must not only recognize the value of our birth and our presence here, but we need to strive to find out why we were born. One of the things that we need to always remember is that this life that we go to is a great banquet, and it's our birth that admits us to go to this all-you-can-eat, never-ending feast. But it's only later on in life that we figure out that this banquet that we're at is a potluck. It's a potluck. Everyone is supposed to bring their very best dish, and they're supposed to make a lot of it. And we bring it and serve it to everyone. Life is a banquet, and it's all you can eat, but it's potluck. It's our job to share what we have. And baptism is the day that God says, you are a great cook. He says to you and he says to me, the dish you have to share is wonderful. Make a lot of it. Give it to everybody. I didn't invite you here for no reason. You have a great dish to share. Now make a lot of it and pass it around. Jesus' baptism allowed him to know how much God loved him. In the moment of his baptism, the heavens were opened and the voice cried out, "This is my beloved Son. In this one I'm well pleased." And we might say, well, I wish my baptism was like that. I didn't get a great big miracle at my baptism like that. But actually, yes, we did. Yes, we did. Every single one of us had that happen at our baptism. That's how baptism works. Baptism is the day that we recognize that our life has a purpose and that we were not just invited here by God, but God loves us, calls us children, and is pleased with us. So if Jesus was baptized at age 30, why are we baptizing Obadiah today as a baby? Why don't we baptize adults? Some other Christian communities do that. They baptize adults. They don't baptize babies. Why do we do that? Well, it's for a very important reason. It's because none of us should live a day of our life not knowing, not being sure if God has a plan for us. None of us should live a day of our life wondering, am I God's child? Am I pleasing to God? Am I God's beloved child? None of us who has been baptized ever has to wonder, do I matter? Am I important? Do I have anything to pass around at the potluck? Baptism is the day that says, oh, yes, you do. At least for one shining day in our life, we can look back and say, I know that I am God's beloved child. I know that I am. God called me a beloved daughter, a beloved son. This week, it was announced that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate, British royalty, are going on a state visit to India and Bhutan. And the reason that made news, other than the normal royal tabloid news part of it, is that it's the very first trip they've ever gone on without their children. They're leaving the kids at home. Now, all of us know these kids, right? I mean, do you remember when they were born? Do you remember the hype when they were born? Prince George and Princess Charlotte. I mean, a person could almost forget that we fought a revolution against the King of England. Has everybody forgotten that? I mean, for heaven's sakes, we're so excited. There's the heir to the throne, little George and little Charlotte. You know what's very interesting about their lives? They will never spend a day of their life wondering if they're special. They never have to wonder that. They're never going to say, do I matter? Do I have a future that's worth anything? They never have to wonder that. And you know what's interesting? No one has to teach them that either. No one's going to teach them. It's just going to be understood by everybody. No one's going to tell the British people, now this is how you should treat George and Charlotte. They're just going to do it. George and Charlotte are just going to grow up knowing that they are so special. And they will never have to wrestle a day in their life wondering, am I worthy of this? Am I not worthy? That will just be understood in their life. But here's the funny thing. The reason they're so special is because they're Queen Elizabeth's great-grandchildren. That's what makes them special. But we, everyone here, we are God's children. God's beloved children. Our baptism proves to us that we're not trying to wait for some throne of a small island country in the North Atlantic that's not even a power anymore. We're God's children. We are God's beloved children. Take that, Charlotte. So this week, it is realization time for you and me. It is time for us to recognize that we've already had these two important days in our life. We were born. We were invited to the great feast. And we know now why we were born. We were born to be God's beloved children. We have a dish that is delicious, our very best one, and it will feed people and nourish them so well. And it's our job to bring a huge portion of it and pass it to everyone. We are royalty too, and we're going to see that in just a few minutes with Obadiah's baptism, because the crown that we will wear has already been purchased for us at a high price. All we have to do is put it on. Our crown has already been purchased for us. All we have to do is put it on.